Well, hello and welcome to Rider Ramblings. It's the day after the storm. Ciara, I think it was called. I wasn't paying too much attention to the name, more what it was going to do. In the Paris area, it doesn't seem to have been too bad. But out on the Normandy coast, it's been quite bad indeed. It has, with various parts of various buildings damaged and so on. So, well, probably the second worst roundabout in Paris, the first being Etoile, though Etoile is great fun. If you've not taken a trip round the Arc de Triomphe on a motorcycle, you haven't lived. You really do take your life into your hands there, and even the insurance companies now, if there's an accident on Etoile, they treat it as knock for knock. It doesn't matter who was responsible, it's knock for knock. So everybody's responsible. Anyhow, my thumb is still a bit broken and a bit sore, so I'm not indicating as I normally would. There wasn't anything behind. Luckily there wasn't anything coming. Oh, the lights are green. This is a rarity. They're usually red when I get here. Anyhow, we got sunshine and showers today. That's the prognosis. Oh. Seeing Mr. Police car ahead, I always find it very bizarre. Oh, we'll just stop a moment. You can probably see that the lights are flashing. Now, what this means is that nobody has priority. It means that the lights are faulty and nobody has priority at the lights. And consequently, things like priority à droite come into play. But of course it's the usual problem that people don't understand that and go hurtling through, which is why Mr. Policeman stopped at the lights, which was very clever of him. Anyhow, where was I? I've forgotten now. That's why it's called Rider Ramblings, because I ramble. Anyhow, yes, sunshine and showers, and oh, I can hear a police vehicle, yes. So, the question is, are they still replacing the water pipes by the school or not? Oh, a police vehicle with a light out. That's a rare occurrence. I think I'll go up to the traffic lights and turn right, and we'll use the banks of the Marne to see how much the Marne has swollen, if any. So it's a little bit breezy, but it's certainly tolerable. It's not difficult at all. Not difficult at all. Never mind. What's Mr. Policeman up to? I think he made a last minute decision to turn right there. I think he might have just remembered that it's blocked further on. And once it's blocked further on, it's actually quite difficult to turn right. There seems to be quite a lot of left turns, but very few right turns. A Dacia Duster, owned by Renault and built probably in Hungary or Morocco or somewhere like that. It's one of the reasons why it's so cheap. It comes as a very basic vehicle with the absolute minimum installed. I think it comes with a radio or some sort of sound system, but that's about it. It doesn't usually come with any air conditioning or anything fancy like that. Everything is extra, a bit like BMW. If you want it, you have to pay extra for it. That's BMW motorbikes. BMW cars, I believe, come with much more. But I owned a BMW 5 Series about 30 years ago, and the car interior was beautiful, black leather, lovely, and when it drove very nicely. But I vowed I will not buy another. Oh wow, the Marne is very high. That's a weir there, and you can't actually see the weir. I vowed I'd not buy another BMW. I must admit, I did go and have a look at some BMW motorbikes about a year ago, and they are very nice, but I keep getting reports that the construction isn't as good as it could be, and there seems to be a number of recalls or servicing problems or things like that. A friend of mine has one, and he's never had a problem with his. Another friend of mine has one, and he's had no end of problems with his. So who do you see? I've got a sort of 50-50 there. I'm surprised there isn't more damage, wind damage and so on. I don't usually come this way, so I'm usually on the wrong side of the road of those lights, but I usually come straight down the hill. The thumb's a little bit better, still a bit difficult pressing the button, still a little painful. I think I've got another couple of weeks to go before it's back up and running again, and I can use it normally. I notice I can do a lot more with it, but it's still not very good. Got an Audi just behind and to the right, and then one of those three-wheeled scooters behind that. You don't need, well, it depends on the size of the engine in France, but you don't need a bike license for some of these three-wheeled scooters, and people get on them and really drive them a bit like a maniac, which is probably why the scooter riders have a bad reputation. And you see a lot of the 125 scooters, which of course people are running around on a provisional with, and lights are about to change. So, Audi is still behind and to the right. And I must remember I'm a bit later today. It's 20 to 11. So this is prime time for police speed traps. So I shall not too sure what Charlie. The girls are out early. Slow down a bit. It's police speed trap area. And these white vans are the girls as well. They've got a bit more money, well, certainly enough to buy a white van, whereas the girls who don't have as much money are standing by the side of the road. You see a lot of this in and around Paris, a great deal, unfortunately, and I think a lot of them are Eastern European, which is quite sad, really, that they come to France try and better themselves and end up. Come on, dear.